All right, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy J Main back again, checking in with the people. Now, if you haven't seen, yesterday they released some new Uncharted 4 gameplay footage. Now, in the gameplay footage, I'm just gonna go over it real quick. You can see that when they talked about how the environments would be 10 times more explorable, you can definitely see that in the footage. You got some footage in the vehicle that they're driving around this Madagascar area, and you can see that there's many beaten paths you can take to get to your destination, and you got treasures hidden in certain areas. You have to go behind waterfalls, go over stones and rocks, and climb behind things just to get to these treasures and things like that, as well as your destination. Also in this footage, they showed that now you can mark enemies. So if you're planning to go into a mission or area stealth, then you can mark these enemies that you can go around and take them out one by one with silent kills, or you can mark them just so you have an idea where they are and proceed to kill them however you want to do it. One big thing I noticed too about the gameplay that they showed was that the AI, the friendly AI, as well as the enemy AI, but the friendly AI seemed to be much more interactive, much more engaged in combat and things like that. They're not just sitting around doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? They're actually helping and not getting in the way and things like that. So I thought that was cool. Of course, the game looks amazing, and they probably just wanted to showcase some of the new mechanics and things like that. Also, there's like a I think it's called a winch that you have for your vehicle. So like if there's a muddy hill that you can't get up, you can go ahead and tie the winch around the tree, and then that can help you get up these hills and things like that. And you'll probably be able to use that for other things, but that's just what they showed in the footage. But getting to the topic that I wanted to talk about, in addition to the gameplay footage, there was also an interview that came out with Neil Druckmann, and they talked about how Uncharted 4, the ending, basically the game is finished, and of course they've had people play test the game, and people have beaten it and things. They've gotten to the end, and he was getting some feedback about the ending, and he was talking about how he feels that the ending will bring up a lot of discussion, and it'll be very divisive. So just a quick quote that I'm going to read. He said, "I think people will discuss the ending. If focus tests are anything to go by, there will be some arguments about the ending." And then he also said he's excited about the ending, and the indifference would be the worst thing. He would rather have people hate it than to be indifferent to it. So he's really interested to see how everybody's going to react. And this got me thinking about my prior theories about how I think the game is going to end or what I think is going to happen. Now, if on other Uncharted games, usually main characters like Elena, Sully, and Nate, none of them have died. I know they flirted with Sully dying in Uncharted 3. Spoilers if you haven't played the game or haven't got past that part, but Sully ends up living or whatever, and it continues to the end and nobody dies. Elena gets hurt a couple times, but she never dies. My theory is that I think one of those three, they're gonna die by the end of this game. Now, my pick I think is gonna be Elena, and I think that would be the most divisive, ending to the game, because a lot of people don't want to see that. A lot of people feel like Elena is somebody who, at the beginning she was all for the journey, but as the games go on and their relationship gets deeper, she seems to be the one who's like backed out of it a little bit and wants to pull Nate out of that, that world of being a treasure hunter and, being very risky about, his life just to go after, these treasures or these historical figures he wants to follow in their path and things like that. So it would really, I feel like a lot of fans would be hurt if they seen somebody like her die, especially when this is a journey that he's taken because of his brother coming back into his life and kind of dragging him into this, back into the treasure hunting life and back into this world. And he's back lying to Elena about where he's going and things like that. So it would really hurt a lot of fans, and it would hurt to see her die as a character and things like that. But I don't know, I like things like that. I don't know, I'm not the type to be, all happy ending, fairy tale ending. Like, I like to see things, take a turn and somebody you don't expect to die or something like that. Like, that would actually make me excited and make me more, intrigued about the whole story. But, they said it's going to be divisive, so it leads me to believe somebody important is going to die. And I know Nathan Drake dying is kind of the obvious answer a lot because the name of the game is A Thief's End and things like that. But I also think that's a little bit too corny because that was given away in the title if that was the case. And I don't think it'll be Sully because I think they flirted with that already, and it would kind of be, stupid if they went back to, Sully dying after they already kind of missed the boat with him. I think if he died in the third one, that would have been like, oh snap, Sully's dead. But then, they're playing with it again, and he actually does die in the fourth one. Like, that's a little corny if you ask me. And his brother, no, he can die, but I don't know. It would have to be like the relationship between Nate and his brother would have to seem strong, and he would have to seem to be like a character that people care about by the end of the game for people to kind of really be upset about him dying. Or this ending could not be about people being upset. It could, like, not upset about people dying, but it could be people upset because it's that fairy tale ending once again and nobody dies, and it's kind of just the same old. But I don't know. My theory still is going to be Elena dies, and I think that'll make a lot of people upset, and I wouldn't be upset about that because, like I said, I like endings like that, and I think it would make for a lot of discussion about the whole story, like he said it would be, and that he would want. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Like, do you feel like somebody important is gonna die in the story, or do you feel like it's gonna be the same old fairy tale ending for this game, and nothing will be different? So yeah, chime in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe to the channel if you like my content, and if you like the video, feel free to leave a thumbs up. If you didn't, let me know what you didn't like, and go ahead and leave a thumbs down. But I'll check it out in my next video. Peace.